Hello, welcome to another episode of the HellFire Club. As you can tell, my voice is a little messed up right now.
No Jack.
Yeah, it's a little jacked, but whatever, we'll get through it. It's been a while, right, since we kind of been here. We kind of had a couple setbacks this week.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much a lot of setbacks, right?
Yeah, if you think about it. I was thinking about it. First started off with the homie who
fell through my ceiling.
Yeah.
So and then having to get all that fixed and taken care of.
Yeah. So he came in here to try to do something with your
yeah,
TV?
because we're changing TV from DirecTV to Spectrum.
Oh, okay.
So we just homie just fell right through the roof. It's like oh my god, bro.
Like movie style, right?
Yeah, and you just see this fat ass leg sticking out the ceiling. And then like just a mess all over the floor, and you're like, oh my god, dude, what did you just do?
Were you in your room when it happened?
Yeah.
It was right here, right?
Yeah.
Right next. Yeah, okay.
And then, like, because I was sitting down, like, on the computer.
I
just see, yeah, you hear it, and then you just see a foot sticking out, and you're like, it's kind of get you in shock, like, you're like,
did that just happen?
Yeah, because you're like, dude, this is definitely not happening right now.
Yeah. Did he say anything, like, oh, help, or some shit?
No, he was, first of all, because it was, like, a trainee and some guy.
Uh-huh.
And the trainee was one that fell to the roof.
Yeah, of course.
The ceiling, pretty much.
You would expect.
But like he was just chilling there for like a couple minutes, like with his legs sticking out.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, let's get down from here. And then when he came down, he was like, oh man, sorry.
You felt bad though? I mean, you probably quit after that, bro. Imagine being a trainee and you go through somebody's ceiling. I'd be like, fuck this.
It's just.
I'm sure you didn't.
First of all, I didn't.
It is his fault, but he didn't do it on purpose. You
know? I know. Fool, but first of all, this fool was way too big to be going into the attic in the first place. Yeah. It's like, dude. I mean, you kind of need to know your body type, your structure.
Know your limits.
Yeah. Like, I mean. Even my dad was like, dude, this dude is way... Like, he was... like, after the whole ceiling thing was... Like, a supervisor and everything had to come over here, take pictures.
Uh-huh.
And then my dad was like, dude, do you not realize this guy's way too big to be climbing up there? Like, I have trouble going through the attic. Yeah. He was like, yeah, we need to train him. He's like, dude, train him on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that you can do, like, in rooms. You don't have to go in the attic to get trained.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I understand. It's like, no, dude, you don't understand. We just straight ruined our house.
So that was like the first setback, right?
Yeah. And that was a setback where we were going to do a little special occasion.
Was it?
Yeah, that was Saturday.
That's when we were going to do like a little test run, right? On Discord?
Yeah.
And then I feel like I did, or was it after that it was, my car, maybe?
No, because we were still recording kind of in your car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. So then was it your teeth?
Yeah. And then, so that was last week, right?
Yeah. Oh, and then I also had to go on interviews, and I was starting to go through,
oh, yeah, the training
and stuff, which was right at the time we always record.
Yeah.
So then that set us back because I got a new job or whatever.
Yeah, and then,
that set us a couple days because I remember it was right in that time slot before I could actually get my shift, like at night.
Yeah.
I had to go like 12 to like 2 and then 2:30 to like, I don't know, to like 4 or some weird hours that they kept having me. First I had an interview and then all that stuff. So that set us back a little bit.
Yeah, and then what?
I didn't think it was your wisdom teeth.
And then, so you got your hours and it was all going, like, trying to get back into, like, schedule.
Yeah.
And then straight wisdom teeth started bothering me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude. At first I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the dentist. They're going to just say I need my wisdom teeth pulled or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
were you not expecting them to do it
right
then?
No,
and
not that day, no.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have thought either. They're like, fuck it, let's get it popping? Or?
Yeah, because, I mean, I was like, they probably got to, like, check stuff and all that, you know? And then they're like, yeah, we can pull them right now. I was like, oh.
Were you game, or you just kind of felt like, oh man?
Well, I was kind of like they were only gonna do one, and I was like, I have 4 that I need to get pulled out, right? Like if I'm doing one every single visit,
yeah,
it's gonna take straight forever. I'm just gonna be in like
this pain and stuff.
Like just for, it's gonna extend it. So I was like, dude, just do my right side, so I can at least eat with one side. And they're like, okay, yeah. And so they pulled it, and then I thought I wasn't thinking it was gonna be that bad. Like I thought I was like, oh yeah, dude, I'll just get them pulled and I'll record that day.
Yeah, right.
And then like I they pulled it, and I was driving home, and I was like, oh, I was all fine, because I didn't go under any they didn't put me to sleep.
Yeah.
They just shot me up with
like that shit. What is
it?
It like numbs you up.
Yeah. And they just I was awake, straight pulling it, which is kind of freaky. Just the amount of like pressure that they had to put just to pull them out.
Yeah.
And when I was driving home, I was like, oh yeah, dude, I was listening to the Misfits, so I was getting all hyped. I was like, yeah, well, I'll just go take these painkillers before this numbness wears off, and I'll record. But then like I got home, and like I took out the gauze, and it was just blood everywhere. Was it? Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is like the only thing I hated about my wisdom teeth. The pain was, I can deal with the pain, but it was just the amount of blood. Yeah, because you sent me a picture for some reason, and yeah, there was all this blood on it. Yeah, but I mean, it was bleeding for like 24, 48 hours. Yeah, sure. So like just my mouth would just be kind of getting filled up with blood, and like you're just having to keep changing gauze. I was like, dude, I don't think I can record with all this. Yeah, of course. And then like there's stitches on the bottom of my the bottom gum. It's like, dude, I just don't want any. Yeah, but yeah, so we had been it's kind of been like we've been out for like a week or so, and but it feels kind of good to be back now, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of felt like a while, but so today we'll be going over Last Shift. Yeah, this was a kind of a random kind of pick, right? This was it wasn't like a like I pick one, you pick one, right? This was kind of like we both kind of because I had seen this before on Netflix, but I didn't know anything about it, and then just based off the little poster or whatever, the cover art or whatever. I think I told you to watch it because I wanted to talk to you about the ending of this. Yeah. Well, I don't. Did you? Yeah, I think so. It was a while. This was like when I think we're like October's. Okay. So trying to find pumpkins. Oh damn! So you seen this long ago? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd seen this on Netflix, but the thing about Netflix, sometimes there's some shit horror movies. So just based off that picture, I was I didn't really. I was like, this looks kind of dumb. Yeah. I had no idea what it was about though, until you had chose Officer Lauren for your Woman Crush Wednesday or whatever. So then I was like, oh, I know that movie. Like that's the one I always see on Netflix, but I just brushed right through it. So how'd you come across this movie, and like how long ago did you first watch it? I think I saw somebody talking about it like on YouTube or something, and I was like, I'll give it a try. And then that's pretty much how like. Because, I mean, the cover, it looks like it's trying too hard to be, like, crazy with that face. Yeah. It's like... I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, this looks like this movie's probably going to be stupid, But, well, we'll get into it. But, it just wasn't what I was expecting, I guess, like, it to be. Like, I didn't think I was going to have to do anything with police or anything like that. But... yeah, at first I thought it was going to be like a mental hospital. Yeah, it could be something like that, or like something super colorful, like in the middle of the woods and shit. Like, well, because I just figured like Last Shift is going to be like. See, the thing was when I was looking through it, the whole time I thought it was Lost Shift because it just has that, has like the pentagram. Yeah. But I think there's like a circle around it. Yeah. So I was like, oh, Lost Shift or something. Like I thought that.
I thought it was like kind of a circle, like it's supposed to be but I didn't even know it was Last Shift. But to be honest, I didn't really pay much attention, like,
yeah,
to it. But so you came across it and you just like watched it right here,
yeah,
at the crib.
yeah.
And how long ago was that?
This was when did?
A couple years ago, Halloween time, around there.
Yeah. Cause it wasn't probably 2 Halloweens, right?
Yeah, probably 2 Halloweens ago when we got those pumpkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so this one we both kind of picked it. I was asking, like, hey, should we just do that? Because I have it right here on Netflix. I can watch it right now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you were kind of like, yeah, let's just watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we might have different opinions on it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I think this...
Should we just get right into it?
Yeah, I guess get right into it.
Or
right?
should we do the quick synopsis first? And then
do a quick synopsis.
You want to do it? I forgot who does what.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it. So it's basically the premise of the story is there's a police station, right, that is, I guess, getting decommissioned.
Mm-hmm.
And Officer Laurie, who's a rookie,
mm-hmm.
is in charge with pretty much the last shift of that old police station. And then I guess there's people coming in to clean up all the
hazardous materials.
Yeah, the biohazard stuff, like needles, clothes, I guess. And then but like in the middle of her shift, things start going like kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's like a quick synopsis, pretty much. Like, just then it's just like this series of events that are just
kind of snowballs out of control.
Yeah, but yeah, like her whole thing is to guard that station, wait for the guys to come in. The cleanup crew. So she's pretty much just watching it, and kind of like a security type of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And of course, it's gonna be a rookie, right? You give the rookie that kind of job,
and that kind of and then it kind of plays into the story a little bit. Her being a rookie, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we'll just get right into it.
Yeah. Well.
Or what?
Okay, not talking about the end, right?
Okay.
Like, don't think about the ending. How did you like the movie?
Okay. With this, the only, like, not talking about the end, even though, okay, so this was actually, I like this movie. I was impressed by what they were able to do with just like one location, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because obviously this isn't like a major production studio, like you know, this wasn't released in theaters.
Yeah, it's not like Annabelle
or anything
like
but
that.
Even with what they had, like, they were able to pull off like a solid movie, I think, you know.
Yeah.
They did good.
This was like a legit, like, there's like legit horror.
Yeah.
Things in the movie.
Because lately, we've been watching movies that are just kind of like more like on the fun side.
Yeah. Like
horror movies, like, oh, that's a cool movie, dope movie. This was more on like the horror side. Like, their intent was more like to kind of scare you, I guess. But also it had like a cool story. But like the only, I guess, I remember watching it, and the only knock that I gave it was in the beginning when she starts kind of seeing shit that's like unexplainable. She was a little too calm for what, like, I like if I was in that situation.
Like how you would react?
And I think how anybody would react, kind of like shit starts flying and like remember when she's looking at the lockers and all the lockers are open?
Yeah.
She's just kind of like, oh, that's funny. Kind of walks away. Like, those were like the only things that...
You're like, dude, if I would have thought that, I'm getting out of there right now.
Yeah. And then there was like shit moving like crazy. And then the chairs, how like 1 second they're all stagnant. And she's like, oh, somebody's fucking with me. I would have like... I think she was a little too relaxed for what was going on. Mind you, she was kind of like, you know,
freaked out because she would do that like that little she'll recite that.
But that was only my issue, kind of like in the beginning, because then it gets to a point where she realizes things aren't exactly what she sees. So now at this point, you're not gonna freak out about everything because in her mind she's like, it might not even be real.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, when she still thinks it's real, she's a little too calm. And And then I was like, dude, why wouldn't you just call backup? Like, somebody's fucking here. And then she kind of does. And then, like, the rookie part kind of plays in because she doesn't want to look like she can't handle this task.
Yeah,
you know?
like, I mean, it's because it's like a simple job.
Yeah, so she does end up calling, like, their sergeant. But then she kind of leaves a message and she's like, I just wanted to tell you that I'm glad to be on the force.
Yeah.
And hangs up because she's like, fuck, I don't want to tell him, like, you know? Because she kind of wants to make it a point that she can handle this job and stuff like that. She doesn't want to look like, I need backup. Like,
yeah.
But so that was like probably my only complaint about that part. But her herself, like, I thought she was cool. Like, I thought she did like a really good job with being like the lead or whatever, you know. And fuck, well, I don't know. Like, I could get into like the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean there's not even that many characters, right? It's pretty much her.
Pretty much her, and then I mean there are characters, but not like
that you really care about. You don't really
like they come in and out or whatever. There's obviously the homeless dude.
Yeah, but you see him like like 3-4 times.
And there's the other sergeant, and then there's Officer
Blown Head.
What's his name? Bryce or something? I forgot. But yeah, Officer Blown Head. See, like, shit like that, I was kind of like, oh, shit. Like, when you see it, you know what I mean?
He kind of, like, if you watch it again, you can tell he kind of acts a little weird.
Yeah, he does. He does.
I mean, and you could also tell, like, he's trying not to, like, move that much.
Oh, and, like, if you look back at it?
Like, you could tell, like, oh, because he has, like, brains kind of on the back of his
head,
his jacket or whatever. And it seems like he moves kind of stiff where he's trying not to let it fall down, like he wants it in the shot.
So when you watch it in hindsight, you can see like he's being careful. Okay, because the first time around, obviously I didn't catch that. It's Price, Officer Price. So yeah, dude, there was a lot of things that I liked about it though. Surprisingly, like I just like because the movie starts and you kind of get right into it. You know, bam, they're right there on location. And then you start to kind of go your emotional connection to the character, whatever. She doesn't, you know, they don't really need a whole bunch of backstory. But there was like some of the tension they built pretty cool. I like the whole like series with the phone calls with that Monica chick or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember thinking like, oh, I hope this doesn't happen. Like, because it was predictable, but it didn't happen. I thought, like, the dispatcher was going to call back and be like, the calls are coming from inside the police station. Yeah. I was like, come on. But that didn't even happen. But I wasn't expecting the, like, oh, she's dead. And then you know? I wasn't really expecting that. I thought, like, there was really something going on.
Like some, yeah.
And
like
I like
there's an actual person out there.
Yeah. And then it was kind of cool because there was, like, that guessing game of, is this happening or not? Like, when the chick came in, took her gun, and blasted herself.
Yeah, killed herself.
I thought that, I don't even know if that was real or not, but I thought it was like, oh wait, I think that's the first real thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought the homeless dude for sure was real. But they had some cool scares that they set up, like, I know I'm talking a lot, but I had so much, like, thought, and I was like, oh, you know, because this movie kind of surprised me. Like,
yeah, I mean, because, like, if you want, like, this is, like, a legit horror movie where you can get, like, if, like, you say, you do that cliche where, like, watch it at night, turn off all the lights.
Yeah, or, like, even if it's just you and your girl or something, or for girl listeners, you and her boyfriend or something, like, this is perfect, like, if you want,
like a legit scary movie.
Yeah. Like, if you say, like, oh, I want to watch a scary movie, this is kind of what you throw on instead of, like, I don't know, instead of The Burning or something, you know? Yeah. We just watched that last week.
I'll say that even...
Because I'll say one thing, kind of going off what you're saying about it being like a scary movie, because they did well, because you're thinking, oh, it's one location, it's going to be low budget, but they kind of did pretty good with the makeup art, like, you know what I mean? Those effects and stuff like that, I guess, on some of these people. This
movie felt like a video game, kind of pretty much, because you're going through like just halls.
True.
Yeah. It's very like linear, right? You're just, it's pretty much like you're finding clues, like how you find in a video game. You go to one room and then something crazy happens,
Yeah.
And then you kind of find a clue.
And then every wall, every room, you're like, oh, it's, something could always be there.
Yeah.
Something could be around the corner.
Yeah. Even like how they kind of shot it, it felt very like a Resident Evil kind of game or something like that.
No, I could totally see that. Yeah.
And then they had the jump scare with well, it wasn't really jump scare, right? Where the that body kind of goes into the middle of the hall.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
And then it comes up.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, dude, that's it's legit kind of like creep.
That's pretty legit. I remember the first when I was like, oh shit, it's pretty good. Is I think it was like when they first started kind of get it when it was like started going was when she had the homeless dude in the cell or whatever. Then there's she drops her flashlight. There's that whole like kind of scuffle, and then like she sees the flashlight kind of from across the cell. Everything's dark.
Yeah, and it's like pointing at her eyes.
It's pointing at her, and you assume it's like the homeless dude. I'm like, oh fuck, this dude got it. And then whoever's holding it points it to the homeless dude, and he's in the other corner of the room. And then you're like, oh shit, something else is in there with them,
Yeah.
And then that's I think one of the first.
Even like when you like start hearing the sounds in the police station. Like it's still like, oh snap, like what's. Yeah. Like the atmosphere gets you like, oh snap, what's happening? Mm-hmm. Because in the very beginning, right, there's a sergeant that was like pretty much breaking like the vending machine or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. I thought he was like slamming into the lockers or something, but I was gonna ask you, what was his deal? Like, was he kind of being mind fucked in there too? Was he like frustrated? Was he seeing shit? Was he like, what do you think that was? Or do you think he was banging on a vending machine? I thought he wasn't. I thought he was kind of losing his mind, losing his shit.
Yeah, I honestly I don't know. Because at the end, right, he shows up. I'm trying not to jump to the end, but at the end he shows up and he's kind of normal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, we'll save that. But
like at the, like like you hear him banging on things and you're like, okay, this is
something's weird.
He's kind of creepy.
Right away, something's weird.
Yeah. And then like he leaves, and then you start hearing like noises in the police station, and you're like, oh, it's supposed to be empty.
Yeah.
And then she's trying to look for where the noise is.
That's kind of.
And it kind of gives you a little tension.
Yeah, they set it up pretty good. Like, they didn't just jump straight into it. Kind of build it up. And like I said, that... Because then after that, things kind of get crazy. But they get crazy because she's, like, kind of...
Yeah. But they don't go, like, to how it is in the end. Crazy. Because at the end, it goes...
It goes a little wild.
Berserk.
Yeah.
Or that when the phone was ringing and it was like vibrating, and then there's that chick underneath the desk.
Yeah, was that supposed to be Monica or whatever?
I don't know.
Monica
I mean,
could be. It's like,
okay, like let's get into like I guess the story, right? So there's like a bunch of girls, I guess, that got killed by this this family.
So it's kind of like a knockoff like Charles Manson, right? Because I think they even referenced it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a knockoff Charles Manson type of cult, family cult, whatever. And they like, I don't know, they take these girls.
But they take girls and like kill them.
Yeah, they take these girls or whatever. So that was like the backstory. And her dad was a cop too, like in the same city and all that, right?
Yeah.
And he
got killed by
them.
Yeah. Same with Officer Price. Was was her dad's
like partner.
Yeah.
But they ended up getting like these family members. People said that they killed them. Like the story that was put out was that the cops killed them there, but they ended up just hanging themselves in the cells or something. So that's like the backstory or whatever, I guess, because it's like this cult. And I like that they didn't go so heavy on the cult thing, like as far as like remember how I told you some of it's like the cult stuff. For me, it could work, and then sometimes if it looks too like it's like movie like script, like I don't know, like if it's like more real life cult, then like Hollywood go, I guess. Then that's where it works. Because this movie, it works because there's no like, well, as far as being scary or whatever, I like movies that it's more practical or something could really kind of happen. And even though some of the crazy shit that you see, it wasn't supposed to be real anyways, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're humans and there's cults and they're trying to, like, you know, everything was cool. It wasn't like there's goblins and monsters and shit, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Like vampires or werewolves, like those to me, like those movies are cool. Like they're dope movies, but they're never gonna like have that scare factor on me, I guess, you know?
Well, I think with this cult, it was more like mystery, right? You don't really know, because at first, like, you don't know about the cult really.
Yeah.
In the beginning, right? You learn it through, which is like, I guess, finding all the clues. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, when like there's playing the video and all that, it's
kind of, as it goes on, you start getting more explanation and stuff. But what I'm saying is, like, they look like normal people, like Manson kind of style, you know? It wasn't, like, to me, it feels a little Hollywood. I mean, I'm sure that this is real, but when they have, like, the robes and they're, like, with the fucking goat mask in the middle of the woods with the fire at the thing, with the pentagram in the ground, like, I don't know. That, to me, is kind of, like, all right. Like, I'm sure, but this didn't do, like, all of that, you know? I mean, mind you, of course, they had the pentagrams, like, on the, they kind of were wearing, like hoods over their head. Like
look kind of like a
scarecrow. A sack, you know? But it was, all in all, it was cool. And I thought this chick was just brilliant, like, as far as that. Like, the other part that I was complaining about earlier wasn't, like, her fault, you know what I mean? That's kind of, I'm sure, how the director wanted, or the writer.
Yeah, I mean, because, I mean, to get the movie going, right, you can't have her, like, instantly freak out and leave, like, right away.
Yeah, movie's over. Like, you know how we have to overlook those type of things because movie's over, you know?
Yeah. Because, I mean, if that was me, I'd probably have to, like, dude, I'm sorry, bro, but I can't do this job anymore.
What the hell, I'm out of here. Or I'm for sure calling backup. I don't care if I look like a pussy or what. If I see, like, a stack of chairs like that just all of a sudden move, or, like, it's just, like, kind of like a, like, paranormal activity type of stuff was going on.
Yeah. And
at that point, she's kind of
trying to rationalize it.
Yeah, she was kind of, I mean, she was a little freaked out, but not that much. So yeah, you kind of have to overlook that. So that's not her fault, but her, just like her acting, I guess, her look, her whole everything was just, well, I really liked. I don't know. Now I know why you kind of chose her. I was like, oh, you know, it's not just because she's good looking, but it's because she's just like a cool character, I guess.
And she's she's not like I guess a hero kind of character, right?
Well, I mean, she kind of is. She's supposed to be kind of
once it's the end, you're like, oh, dude, she's just.
Yeah. Oh, you want to get into the end then?
Yeah, let's just get into the.
So.
Which I have problems with movies that do this.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
I don't.
But okay, I was okay with the ending, but I'll just say this: the ending didn't piss me off or whatever. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I would say this though: the way this girl was, this is one of those movies where I kind of wanted a happy ending, I guess. You know, like for her, like she's just like a kind of like a badass character.
Yeah.
Or you're kind of drawn to her, that you kind of want to see her like get through this bullshit fucking shift or whatever at the end and just like, you know, get out alive and all that stuff, right? So I guess we'll just break it down real quick what happened, and then we'll talk about our thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
So, since you did the synopsis, I'll just...
go for it.
Pretty much, it gets to a point where she's already seeing a whole bunch of shit, right? She gets this phone call from her dad.
Telling him that they're coming.
Yeah. So kind of like a warning call. She's, obviously her dad's dead, but she gets this call from her dad and giving her like a warning that the people are coming or like, don't let these people get away. They took your dad's life, whatever. So then she starts seeing these people come in. There's like 4 of them or something, right? And they're all like culted out and they have guns, and there's kind of like a shootout between her and them. She ends up taking them out like one by one.
Yeah.
And I actually like that she was reloading too, by the way. I was like, you better not kill all these people with one clip. So she kills all these cult dudes that were like, they had guns too, and they were like talking shit to her, so she was pretty sure that they were these cult dudes. And then all of a sudden, when she has the last dude, right?
Yeah.
She has him like at gunpoint, and he's like,
I think she shot his leg or something because he couldn't like really move.
Yeah, so he was
trying to get out of the
police station.
Yeah.
And so he was like halfway between the door and the actual building.
Yeah.
And he's like on the floor, and she has him like at gunpoint, and then she gets shot, right? And then she kind of.
Well, she shoots him.
Yeah, she shoots him.
Kills him, and then she gets shot.
She gets shot, and then you look like, what the fuck? Who shot her? And it's the sergeant.
Yeah. And
at first, this is what I'm sure that what they were going for. At first, you're like, what the fuck? The sergeant's part of the cult, you know? Yeah. Is he in on this shit too? Like he's a bad dude. And then they kind of do like they tell that whole scene real quick through what really happened. I guess not from her vision.
Yeah, but for like. Yeah,
and
reality vision.
Yeah, reality vision. They kind of run it back and like real quick, and it shows the reveal is that these people that she just shot
were actually the cleanup crew.
Yeah, actually the cleanup crew from the beginning. Like the people who were supposed to take out all the hazardous materials or whatever, and then it wasn't the cult, and she was just kind of tripping herself out. Like once again, seeing shit that. You know. And then she's still alive though. And she's realizing this, right? And she's telling him, like, no, that's not who they were. So now she sees them for who they are.
Yeah. And then
the cult comes out, right?
Yeah.
Then she starts
from the sergeant.
Yeah, and then she starts singing the little cult song.
Yeah, and then they like put a bag over her face.
Yeah.
And then credits.
And credits. So would you call that yeah, that would be a twist, right?
Yeah.
It's a twist. But like I said, for me, I mean, it didn't like ruin the whole movie for me. But like, I'll take it. But I'm saying like, I think you're better off with the ending of, like, let's say, I just wanted a happy ending for her. I guess this movie was set up like where you kind of want to see that the.
Well, I just don't like when movies are like, oh, everything you saw was not reality.
Yeah.
Like I just.
But the thing is. To its defense, though, you kind of know that as it's going on, so it wasn't like all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a high tension.
Yeah, they didn't paint it like everything was reality. They let you know that she sees shit that isn't really there, and she knows that too.
Yeah,
you know, so it wasn't as bad. Like like you said, like a high tension.
High tension, you
completely out of like the blue, like at a left field twist, right?
Yeah,
but this wasn't like that. But it was. Because I thought, okay, these people are real, like, they are going to try to break in or whatever. But they weren't. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm guessing you didn't really like it, right?
Well, I mean, I understand.
Just don't like when you say
yeah, but I mean, I understand. Like, I mean, I can understand people liking the ending of this movie anyways, right? I wouldn't dock it points because of the ending, because I didn't like it, because it's just not like my
preference or whatever. Yeah.
But I mean, the whole movie was good in my, for my taste, just until the ending. But
yeah.
But I mean, at least they knew what ending that they were gonna do. Like they were setting up the ending pretty much the whole film, where they set it up that she's hallucinating stuff. Right? She even said, like, I don't even know if this is real when she was talking to that chick.
Yeah, she's like, I could be staring at a wall right now, talking to a wall or whatever.
So, I mean, at least they, like, they let you know, like, this could happen. But, I mean, I just wish maybe, like, I mean, it could have not have been, like, a happy ending where she could have died. But, I mean, I just wanted at least the cult people to be kind of real. Like she died for something like actual tangible, like for a reason, like
trying to take them out or something,
instead
or like, let's say that girl was real and she went to save them, and like she was able to make the girl escape, but then they like killed her or something.
Yeah, or she like solved something
yeah,
but it like all the hallucination, she was actually solving a case.
Yeah, but Because if you really like look at it,
because there were supposed to be cool people still left, right?
Yeah.
That prostitute, she was.
Yeah, the one who was outside.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette.
So, like, that's what I just wanted, like, maybe, like, there's still cool people out there. Maybe,
See, because that's kind of what I thought. I was like, oh, because they kept saying there was.
Yeah.
And I thought they came in because it's the 1 year anniversary or whatever.
Yeah. Or maybe, like, that dude wasn't really the main guy, you know?
Oh.
And, like, she found out, oh, dude, like,
I thought
this thing is deeper than what we thought.
Yeah, because for a second I thought the main dude who leads the cult, as time went on, was the homeless guy. Did you? I thought it was him.
I didn't, just because how he was freaking out inside the cell.
Yeah, but then I thought, like, oh no, it's gonna be like, and he's gonna be evil and be like, that's what I thought for a quick second, and then I thought that there was something else going on because it looked like earlier in the movie he was inside, like, looking at files, like he was trying to solve something.
Yeah,
the homeless guy, but he kind of had not really much relevance.
No, he was just like a crazy dude.
Yeah, but I thought he was gonna have something.
Yeah, so that's like just I just wish, like, maybe.
But do you think,
like, she could have died, just have a little bit of importance, because she kind of died. She died for pretty much nothing.
Mm-hmm.
She just went crazy and she got shot.
So were those calls at all real? Like, any of them?
I think what I think was when her dad was calling.
That was bullshit, for sure.
No, I think it was when her dad said, like, oh, they're coming. What I think was the sergeant saying, "Oh yeah, because when she shot the dude at the doorway, he was saying something way different than what she was hearing. Because like he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get you" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she shot him. And then when it went back to, like, the whole rewind time, let's show you what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Dude, I'm just here to clean up" or something.
Okay, so
she was hearing, like, stuff totally different than what people were actually telling her.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it was the sergeant calling her, telling her, "Oh, the cleaners are coming." And I think he was like, "Oh, dude," because the only way to explain why he, like, even shows up is like, "Dude, she's calling me, like, dad or something. Like, something's not right."
Yeah, I think that whole place is just one of those, like, I guess, like, haunted or whatever, but you just go in there and you kind of lose your mind. You kind of just go crazy. And I think the dude was kind of going crazy, the sergeant, in the beginning when he was, like, banging on shit. And I think he knew the deal, like, this place is, you kind of lose your mind in here. So I think that those phone calls and all that thing was just part of that building that just makes you kind of lose your mind in there. Because of what happened there or whatever. It's just, like, I don't know, like, haunted, I guess. But
yeah.
You lose your,
like,
your noodles.
What's it? Overlook Hotel?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like you go in there and you just, as time goes on. But mind you, that's, like, this is obviously a way shorter time span. But all in all, though, the dude was pretty good. Like I said, the ending, I don't mind it too much, but then it makes you feel like the whole time nothing happened. Like, nothing. Like, not any of the phone calls, not any of the people she saw. Like, she could have just been chilling there all by herself the whole time. It was maybe the homeless dude wasn't even there. Maybe he was, because he ends up hanging himself. So he was, but it kind of, like, nothing happened, and she just shot those dudes.
Yeah,
and then
that's why I'm saying, like, I mean, I just want to have, like, like, at least have some positivity.
Yeah.
Like, find a little clue to a case or something. Yeah. Don't just.
Or maybe
you just died for no reason.
Even if he solved it, well, I don't think she died. But
nah, she died, bro.
You think so?
Yeah.
She, like, bled out or something, right? Because he's like,
yeah, because I mean,
he called it in. I was like, she needs assistance. Yeah, she's probably gonna die right there. Yeah, let's just say she died. So, even if she solved something, but, like, even if only she knew and died, like, I would even take that, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean? Like, oh, she figured it out, but just, like, died, unfortunately, right right as she figured it out. You know how they have some movies like that, kind of like Saw or something. I feel where you kind of figure out what's going on.
I mean, it
but
doesn't
it's
have
too
to be
late,
like because I mean, how the police were kind of shady about how the cult died.
Yeah.
At first, like when they were talking about that, I was like, "Oh, dude, are these like police kind of like all corrupt too?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought what I was thinking is, oh, she's gonna find something like the police did something crazy to these cult people, because you know like how they kept going into like the interrogation thing.
Oh
like
yeah.
She was seeing like interrogation videos.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, there might be like some.
I dug that scene where they had the 3 videos playing. She's in that room. One's like ahead, one's to the left, one's to the right.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I dug that scene.
But I figured like they're gonna find something shady about like the police.
Yeah.
Because how they lied about they hung themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the cool thing is like you kind of don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not predictable. You know what I mean? Well, at least not for me. It's kind of, you don't really know where it's going. You're like, you kind of can't wait for the end because you're like, it's gonna give you the answers or whatever. But dude, I'm telling you, like I was impressed with what they were able to do. You know, they didn't try to pull off anything that they couldn't. You know, that's always one of my pet peeves or whatever. They kind of stayed in their budget, but they did pretty good with that one location. And for not being like a major studio film, I don't think. Like, I mean, this didn't go to theaters or anything, right?
I never saw like a release.
Yeah, me neither. And it has really good scores. Like, obviously, when I looked it up, whatever, it had like, I don't know, like 100 or something.
Yeah?
On Rotten Tomatoes, or 90 something. I don't know, I forgot. But I remember being like, oh shit, this is actually pretty good. It's like, I was just impressed, you know. I really dug the yeah, I guess there's 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. But I don't know out of how many reviews that is, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty high, you know. But it's probably like out of like 5 reviews or something.
Yeah.
Can you change that to minutes or whatever? Just so we can see where we're at. So should we get into scores?
Scores? Yeah.
Alright. This, I'm gonna give it an 87 or like 88. Let's go 88 because I really was impressed, I guess. Like, and if I'm grading it on a scale of like a Netflix horror, I'm giving this shit like a 90 something, like an 8, you know, because those movies usually kind of suck. Like the ones that I see on there, yeah, unless it's one that's, you know, that it's already recognized and they just put it on there. But usually the ones that are on there are kind of like, what? Like, I just watched this movie. I watched like a little part of it. It's called Zombies. It's like zombies, like but zoo animals.
Oh,
and the horrible.
They're gonna talk about like Zumba.
No, zombies, like, you know, like zombies, but zombies. So they're at the zoo and they're like the horrible CGI. Oh my god! But I'm sure it's like one of those
funny.
Yeah, like Anaconda type movies and shit, but it was horrible. So this was good. I like the chick. I get down with some of those scares. And mind you, I watched this like today or with the sun. Now I'm sure like if I had it on the TV at night, it would have been like pretty cool, you know. If you set it up all nice. Yeah, set up the whole vibe.
Get the whole setup going.
Yeah, so I'll just stay. I'll give it an 87.
Okay. Me?
I feel like I haven't scored that high in a while. But go ahead.
All right. What did I? Okay. I'm gonna give it an 83. Mm-hmm. But it's not like a B with like a. This is like a. Like I wouldn't compare like put this on like the same categories. Yeah, you as like of like, you know, these big directors, Stanley Kubrick or anything like this. Yeah, because it's a indie kind of film, indie, right? Yeah. So for its category, I guess. That's like a low budget film. Yeah.
Because at first it kind of felt like it had that feel of like a short, like some little shorts that you see.
Yeah.
But it was a full feature film or whatever. But yeah, like I was gonna say something like that too, where
just so like they don't.
You don't go in expecting like to see The Conjuring or something.
Like I'd rather watch this than what Annabelle Animal Creations.
Yeah. We could kind of touch on that, I guess, after this, whatever.
Yeah.
But
because we watched that. Like,
the opening day.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a Thursday, I believe. Yeah, it was opening day. But yeah, so this doesn't have that whole big like blockbuster horror feel.
Yeah, just like all the money towards it.
Yeah, where they had like these A-list actors or like different scenes or different you know, like
yeah.
It wasn't one of those. It was simple. But they did a good job.
Yeah, effective. I mean, like you could tell, like when that body goes up and it kind of like hangs, you could kind of see.
Yeah, I saw that
see
too.
the little wires.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, but I mean, yeah, it still worked.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that too. That's funny that you mentioned that. You kind of see where she's being lifted from.
Yeah. So I mean, but it still works, right?
Yeah, it still works.
Like I don't think you'd ever see something like that, like in like a big studio motion picture, right?
Yeah.
They kind of clamp all those. They at least try to clamp all those things down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd 100% rather watch this than like Annabelle Creation, just because I like the smaller story.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like they had a story that they wanted to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And they just did it right. It wasn't. Well, yeah, we'll talk about Annabelle later on. But
yeah, we could say that for like the last segment of this episode.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a much smaller, contained story.
Mm-hmm.
And everything kind of fit into place. Everything worked.
Yeah.
So.
Like you almost feel like you're there for the shift, like strictly like. You kind of feel like you're there clocking in and clocking out, and you just ride the shift with her.
Yeah.
It's not like this backstory of who she, like her personal life or nothing really, you know? I mean, there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, but I mean, you get that towards like the end.
Yeah, but like you, the movie starts and you're starting the shift with her. Like, it's kind of cool like that, I guess.
And she's a rookie. You'd be like a rookie, right? You never.
Yeah. And because she's a rookie, because there's some of those times where you're like, oh, why you even doing that? Like, she kind of makes decisions that I guess a rookie cop would do. Like, as far as apprehending some of those dudes, like, she's not as like when the homeless guy was peeing, she kind of just like kicked him out.
Yeah,
like, you could tell she's not like
she didn't want to really deal with it.
Yeah. And even when she was arresting him, like, I don't know, she just kind of. It's kind of cool that they threw that in there, that element, because then also too she does it.
Yeah, because like I mean, if like you were like you're for like when you first started Carl's Jr. when you're like a kid, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh yeah, go to the like you take the orders. Like your first day where you like oh snap. Oh.
Yeah, you kind of get thrown into situations you don't really know. Like you're always at a hard place. Like you're like fuck, you know. You obviously don't have the inexperience shows.
Yeah.
But then also too, like at the same time, you want to make it seem like you got it under control.
Yeah, but you really don't.
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of how.
Like when I was.
It's kind of how it is with every job, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I am right now with my new job. It's kind of.
Yeah, but like when I was working at the cell phone, you know.
Yeah. Cell phone repair.
Yeah.
Electronic repairs.
Like they just left. Like it was like I think my first day. He just left me there.
You just get thrown into with the wolves, right?
Yeah, no, but he took off and he was like, yeah, just run. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
And then like every car I would see drive by, I was like, dude, I hope this doesn't come. Like,
yeah.
I just like, let's just have 0 people come.
Mm-hmm.
Just get this day over with because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens if somebody has a problem?
Yeah,
like you're just like, oh snap.
That like when you're dealing with like the outside. I remember when at my other job, I had like a desk job, and when they first put us on the phones, like after a while, and we would get these calls. I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't know what the answers are. You know what I mean? and you're just kind of like, and you have to, you kind of get thrown into that situation where you're uncomfortable, you know. So.
But I mean, what was weird about that first day was it was raining and there was hardly anybody coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he took off, and that's why I was like, dude, like let's just have nobody come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
you know,
the worst.
I mean,
especially some complaints.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't even have to be complaints; it just be questions, and you don't want to sound stupid, like, "Oh, I don't know," like.
Yeah, and it's not like I was super fast at fixing
mm-hmm.
whatever they wanted, right? And then it was like you get that anxiety. I remember just looking out the window, just seeing cars drive by, and then like taking off. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
Okay, so
now imagine being a fucking cop.
Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, that's probably what I would do. Like if that dude peed on the floor, like.
What am I gonna do? Arrest him and book him and all this stuff?
I was like, dude, just get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
Like, just try to push that problem somewhere else.
Yeah,
sweep it under the rug.
Same thing with the girl outside. It's kind of like, well, whatever.
Yeah, dude, you can't be smoking here.
Yeah. So. Yeah, man, and that all played to the story. But overall, dude, it was a lot better than I expected. Because I'm telling you, I ran through this one on Netflix or whatever, and I'm like, I never even thought I would
ever watch it.
Yeah,
the cover looks. It looks like it tried too hard to be like crazy.
They shouldn't have done that. They probably should have just put the chick, maybe like in the cop uniform, so like she's like, maybe like looking distressed, holding the gun or something. You know?
I
don't know.
I mean, that face did pop up like I think once, right?
Yeah, it did.
When he like took off the bag.
Yeah.
Oh snap. And he took out the bag, but I mean, other than that, he's not very central. I mean, the story kind of revolves around him, but you never.
But he's not like the villain inside the building, like, and she's going at it with him the whole time or anything like that.
What I thought it was just gonna be like when I saw the cover,
mm-hmm.
Like I said, I thought it was gonna be like a mental institution, and just people are just all crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of
Yeah. I thought like, oh, that's some like mental guy that just carved up his face and he's gonna be like, the mental institution is just filled with like just monsters pretty much. And then I guess she's like a worker is trying to survive the shift.
Yeah, I could see that how you would get that from that too. Like, but. It impressed me. I would recommend this for sure.
Yeah. Especially at night. Turn off all the lights.
October coming up. You guys are going to start watching those scary movies. Just right here when you, like, this is perfect. I guess one of those that...
Yeah.
That...
The chick underneath the
desk was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Huh?
And then, like, when she kind of runs away.
Yeah.
And you could just...
Yeah,
I don't want to kind of give it away just in case somebody hasn't seen it and kind of want to,
Yeah, after we already spoiled the whole ending and everything.
But I mean, the ending, I think
totally
could
spoiled it.
I know, but I think, like, I think the actual scares are more important than the actual ending of this type of movie.
Yeah, see, like, she was whatever to me when she was kind of, we're in the part when she was walking through the hall and she was kind of crawling behind her.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, that's whatever, but it was a lot better when she came from underneath the desk. I was kind of like, what the fuck? And she looked all...
straight jacked up.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they were describing earlier, right? Some chick.
Yeah.
Beaten up or whatever. Yeah, like when she was... That jump scare, right? When she comes kind of through she's like in between the cabinets.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And just like how, like...
They had a couple good ones in there. Like, I could imagine if I was in the theater. I just can't picture this movie in the theater, but I'm saying if I was, like, it would have got a lot of people. But so
quick,
we'll wrap that up and then we'll just talk about Annabelle.
Yeah.
Because we were originally gonna record an Annabelle episode, but I kind of feel like it's been a while, so I can't really like get into it like for a full episode. Because we saw that like over a week ago.
Yeah. So you just want to just add it on to the end of this?
Yeah, we just. Or what do you want to do?
Yeah, let's just.
Talk about it right now?
Yeah, real quick.
Because it probably won't be more than like 15 minutes.
Yeah. So, did you like it?
This is the thing about this. I have like a love-hate relationship with this the Conjuring universe or whatever, and by that I mean the Conjuring movies. And then the 2
Annabelle movies,
and I'll even throw in the Insidious movies in there. Like that, those the James Wan type things. I feel like these have really good like setups and build-ups and stuff, or they have like really good like tensions and scares. And then not so much. I'm not talking about so much about this, but just like overall. And then they blow it when they turn it into shit that's like not believable, I guess. Like Insidious had really, like, the first one had really good, it was set up really well and everything. Then the third act is kind of like, and then that's kind of how all those are. And then Conjuring as well. Have you seen the Conjuring, the first one?
I saw the first one. I don't really remember.
Yeah, like it's cool, but then like it starts. Obviously, they take it into a movie. They make it like total movie where people are flying. Like, remember the chick was possessed and she's like floating in the chair. Everything's just flying crazy.
Yeah.
And then so Annabelle, like this, I was kind of on board. But then when she when it starts showing shit like her flying to the ceiling and then falling down, like shit that's kind of impossible,
My problem is
that's when it loses me. And the demons, when they show the demons, like I don't mean to cut you off, but there was this dude, and I think it was Conjuring 2. This dude called the Crooked Man. Like the movie was doing good, and then they started showing like just real stupid shit, real demonic. Like just it turned into a full movie that you can't believe. Like now you're like, okay, I'm just here for the movie or whatever.
My problem with these movies are the scares that they do is kind of, they do it because of the noise, pretty much, right? There's no real.
Okay,
like in Last Shift, that when that chick is crawling towards her, it's straight creepy. In this one, like when I was watching Annabelle, I just remember just like waiting for when the noise is gonna happen. It wasn't like, oh, what am I gonna see? It was like, oh, it's gonna be a loud, straight noise that's gonna just make you jump. It's not really a scare because of the atmosphere or
no, they
any of the movie.
I think they do set up a little bit of atmosphere. I think the whole. Well, okay, maybe I'm just talking about certain parts because some of the scares were whack, but some of them I like her going into the room like for the first time, and like kind of exploring, like they're kind of building up tension there. Then some of this, and then I'll like compare to some of the shit that I didn't like the scarecrow and shit. Like, come on, or that stupid demon fool, like all that shit.
Well,
too.
I mean, like the biggest example I can tell is how many people jumped when she shot the little ball. Remember, she was using that little.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Like,
but
like a lot of people were like, "Oh, snap!"
Yeah.
And it wasn't because what happened was scary. It was just because of the loud, because they had that sound of the ball shooting super loud.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear like a backfire of a car.
Yeah. No, yeah, they do that. But then there was also some real scares though that people liked, like when she was in that room, and then the girl Annabelle kind of gets up after she throws a sheet on her. You can kind of see it in the background, where people were kind of shook off that. Or when she what was the other one? When the two girls were like with the cover over their heads, kind of telling stories, and here comes a person.
But when I watch that, I'm not thinking. Like when I was watching it, right? I wasn't thinking like, oh snap, something's gonna happen. I was just pretty much like ready to like put something in my ears because I know like, oh, something's about to, like, something loud is gonna happen.
Yeah. So, but the thing about these movies, man, people love them. Like in the theater, like people were having a blast. Like, I guess like the casual moviegoers, I guess, because these things, they always like do well at the box office, and like People go out and a lot of people like it. They're like successful this whole universe or whatever. Like I think they're gonna do another Insidious. I'm sure that one's gonna do good. Like for me, like I said, some of the stuff is good. Like if I like The Conjuring 2, they had the scene with the nun, which they kind of show a little preview in there, like a little cameo or whatever. And the nun, remember when she's looking at the picture? Did you catch that? And
yeah, but I mean,
maybe you weren't really looking for it because
no, I saw it, but I didn't.
Didn't realize what it was.
Yeah,
she was from Conjuring 2, which is gonna be the next one. So the nun is gonna get its own movie. But the nun was cool in Conjuring 2, except for one little part. Like they kind of went a little crazy, but I'm saying they know how to. Some of the scares are dope. Not so much in this one, but in some of the other ones. But I'm just saying they just kind of lose me. If I can go in there and take off some of those jump scares, I think it would be a solid movie. I remember thinking that about Conjuring 2. Or was it? I think that's the last one I saw. I was thinking, man, if I could just take that part out, this part out, and some of this, I was like, this movie would be solid. You know, because there's stuff that they do that I like. And it does give you that big budget, like big studio feel, like.
I mean, the time period looked nice, mm-hmm. But I just wish, like they would like Last Shift was like one where, mm-hmm. Like, there wasn't a lot of like jump scares in the sense of some noise is gonna like hit you, mm-hmm. like when you see all the chairs stack mm-hmm. up. You're like, oh snap! Like, what's happening? Mm-hmm. When you see like all the lockers, mm-hmm. in like the Annabelle mm-hmm. type of universe, mm-hmm. the lockers would have been open, and like all of a sudden they would close, and it'd be like a loud noise. Yeah. And you're like, oh, and then that's
for sure.
You know, this one they just, it was very like in Last Shift is low key. They set it up like the scare was a whole pretty much the movie. It wasn't like the noise.
And what I like about like what Last Shift is that, yeah, you see all that stuff, but you're thinking maybe that didn't even really happen. But this, they're telling for sure this is all going on. That's what I don't like. Like, she's getting pushed into in the wheelchair into the barn. Like, that's really happening.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, huh?
But what I didn't like about that whole scene was, it's like, dude, nobody saw.
Yeah, I know.
Like, everybody was like outside.
Yeah.
And she was pretty much in the middle.
Yeah.
And was that the nun that was pushing her?
That's what I don't know. I'm like, is that supposed to be the nun?
It looked like her.
Yeah, but they didn't really show her like that much. So, I don't know. But like I said, love hate, because there's some scenes that I remember that I dug, like in some of the other ones, especially like the first Insidious. But then like when they show like and then these movies always end up with like demons, and they show them, and I like the parts where you don't see, you know, like the doors open, you hear something kind of coming, and you're like, oh fuck, like that to me works better than when you see. Once you show it, it's not so effective for me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and there was like another scene where they're playing hide and seek, right? And then she goes in like underneath the stairs, and Annabelle, I guess, is right there. Yeah, kind of. And then there's like some, I don't know, like forced perspective of like the camera, where I think it, like her face kind of gets close or something, like, and there's just a loud noise.
Yeah.
And then she like falls out of the thing. Yeah. And the only thing that was scary about that scene was the loud noise. Mm-hmm. Like, I think they relied too much on like a bang to get people to jump. Instead of like, instead of.
But they kind of set them up sometimes. But for sure they do the loud noise. But they have times where they build tension pretty good, I think. But then there's things that I would like to see them do a little different, like okay, when she's shooting the gun, I already knew like the shit's gonna stop, you know. But then to take it up a notch, like the whatever's out there completely like pulls the gun or whatever super fast, like.
Well, it goes like up, right, like to the ceiling,
and it just yanks it and it flies. I was kind of like. But the part I hated is when she got dragged, where she just flew all the way to the top, and then she got released, she fell. I don't know, man. Some of that's... What do you think about the mom or whatever? Kind of like, she's kind of like half her body was ripped apart, kind of. She's hanging.
I mean, it was a cool. Like, I like the fact.
I like that. And then you see her later on though, like in the basement or something, right? Kind of crawling at her.
Well, no, it wasn't the basement. It stole her room.
Was it somewhere?
Yeah.
But you see her again, kind of. I was like, all right, it's okay. But I'm telling you, then there's parts that I hate. Like, I didn't like the Scarecrow. Right away, I was like, when I saw Scarecrow from earlier, I don't know. I'm right here.
Bro, the Scarecrow's gonna get its own movie, bro.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, you guys are trying to set up, because that's what they did with the Nun. Like, the Nun was gonna. They do like some of these characters, right? And then
because Conjuring 1 had Annabelle in it, right?
Yeah. So then they did the Annabelle.
Yeah.
Then Annabelle. No, then Conjuring 2 had the Nun. How they're gonna do the Nun? And then so I was thinking, well, you fools better not. I think they're putting like little features, and whichever one hits, they're like, all right, this is the next one. But the Nun I could get down with, because I'm telling you, there was a cool scene with her in the second one, except for one part when I was like, God damn it, you guys just didn't have to do that. But everything else was cool except for that. And then another thing I was gonna tell you is, you didn't see the first Annabelle, right?
No.
So the end of this movie is like the beginning of Annabelle, which to me, that's why I was like, oh, it's kind of exciting. It's cool, because it's like the Manson family. I think it's actually that cult at that time and everything, and they break in. I think it's the whole Helter Skelter, like, on the wall. But so you see that in the beginning, and she comes and takes the doll or whatever. She kills that family, and then the neighbors. But now it's kind of like, oh shit, that little girl was, this little girl. Like, it was kind of cool how they did that. I like that. I like the ending of Annabelle only because it kind of ties in with the first one.
Well, the little girl is Annabelle now, right?
Yeah, I guess it's the one that grew up and goes in there.
Yeah, but the doll's not Annabelle anymore, right?
I guess I don't know. I don't know what the deal
See,
is.
I don't know how this even works.
No, the doll still supposed to be Annabelle.
But
that girl introduced herself as Annabelle. Remember? Is that what you're talking about?
No, because
she gets adopted,
the doll, right? The doll, because they were trying to explain the whole doll thing, right? Mm-hmm. Where that family's daughter died,
mm-hmm.
and then I guess a demon asked to be like in the doll, and they said yes. Mm-hmm. So like they can like talk to her or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then the demon wanted to, I guess, possess somebody. So use it like it's what was that movie with Denzel Washington? Fallen?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay, where like the demon can like it transfers like through bodies, right? So it's so I figured like the demon transferred into the doll.
Kind of like Chucky.
Yeah. And then the doll was trying to transfer it into like a daughter or whatever. Yeah. And then if it finally got that crippled chick.
Yeah.
Because it remembered like puked. I guess Annabelle puked all in her mouth or whatever, like straight Evil Dead.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too.
Yeah. And so now I figured, now just the chick is Annabelle. Mm-hmm. So then the doll kind of is.
That's kind of harmless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like all the demon stuff is in her now.
Yeah. Yeah. But then she like.
But then like what doesn't make sense is then like why would you even? Who cares about the doll now?
She wants the doll. She still wants the doll. I don't know. She's attached to that shit. But like I said, I dug the ending only because it connected really well with the first one. Not to say that they're excellent films or whatever, but that connection was cool for me to see. Like, you totally remember that from the other one. You're like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, they would kind of have to, right? If this was supposed to be like the creation.
But yeah, but I thought it was just gonna be the backstory of just how the doll became, which is what they told about the man, and he created the doll, and then the daughter. I thought that's what they were talking about. Oh, okay, Animal was created that way or whatever. I didn't know that little girl was gonna be that same girl from the first one. Because when you see that scene, you're kind of like, what? Like, it's like the beginning, and you're kind of like, and then but the movie doesn't go on like that.
Yeah, this Annabelle creation pretty much Pet Cemetery mixed with Chucky, huh?
With some Child's Play, yeah, kind of.
I mean, pretty much that's.
Yeah,
That was pretty much the whole. Like that's probably how they pitched it in like the board meeting. Like, yeah, people like Child's Play. They like Chucky. Yeah. Just imagine that with Pet Cemetery.
Bam. Right. Yeah. No. I think you hit it right on the. You hit the nail on the head right there. It is
because like the family was all grieving about their dead child,
and they kind of go to desperate measures to get the child back. You know, like Pet Cemetery.
But instead of like burying, I guess.
Yeah, you bust the Child's Play, I guess, where the
kind of
demon kind of takes over this kind of doll.
Yeah, and like, cause the child, cause like remember Annabelle in like they're like, oh yeah, in the beginning she was just like running around. It was nice to hear her voice in the house again. And then later on, it's like she started gradually going, oh, okay, this is not really our child anymore. That's exactly how like Pet Cemetery is, where they come back and they're like cool for a little bit, and then they like start going a little nuts.
Yeah, and then that's where they lock up the doll and it's like in a real segregated place, and they know it's they know what it can do pretty much. Its capabilities.
Because Pet Cemetery 1, maybe I'm thinking Pet Cemetery 2, but Pet Cemetery. How quick did the kid went crazy?
The kid was crazy off top, I think.
But the cat was Winston?
Yeah, but then the kid would kind of try to talk normal. Remember, like he still had the ability to try to fool them.
Yeah, but I mean, it was obviously not.
They're not the same.
Yeah,
there's something.
But the cat was kind of like,
just kind of like violent or whatever, right?
But it was like okay, and then it was, because like he would feed it, and it was like normal. Yeah. But then I think when he was like messing around with it kind of went crazy.
Because even the wife or whatever.
Because I'm mostly thinking like Pet Cemetery too. Dude. Yeah. So. But
even the wife kind of came back normal. Everything was normal. Yeah. She was acting completely normal. She just looked dead, of course. But she
when you watch Pet Cemetery 2, you'll understand what I was talking about.
That they take longer to turn or whatever. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean. There was that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I like some of the stuff that they do. This one's probably like my least favorite, though, to be honest. Like, I like Conjuring 2. Annabelle was okay. I think Insidious. The first one was cool. The second one was whack. The third one was okay, pretty good. But man, I wish I could take some of that.
I don't know if I've seen Insidious.
No, I don't think you ever have. I think I'm gonna probably choose the first one for.
I seen. Which one did I saw something where the kids. What movie was that? I always get this.
They're all like, it's probably Conjuring when they're doing the clap.
No, when. Was it Kevin Bacon in it?
Darkness?
No, maybe
that's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, no, because Darkness, Insidious, and there's one movie I always get mixed up. The kids were, I guess, the ones killing. Like, Ethan Hawke, I think, was in it.
Oh, you're thinking Sinister.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Sinister.
Where the kids were like all the killers.
Yeah.
Like he was chopping it up. He was like a writer or something.
Yeah, Sinister.
Okay, yeah, I get Insidious, Sinister, and all that all confused.
Okay, well, Darkness for sure. Get that out of there. I hated that movie. Insidious was cool. I'm telling you, the first like half of Insidious was good. I'm telling you, that's what some of these movies like. I'm like, dude, I wish I can. Oh well, obviously I'm directing it straight to my taste and preference, you know, because there's people that still love those movies the way that they are. I remember because I think Conjuring came out in 2013, and I would debate, and I would always say, Evil Dead was the best one of that year, and it came out around the same time as Conjuring. People were like, no, Conjuring.
No, I'd 100% say Evil Dead.
Yeah, me too. I was like, dude, that shit was like scarier, it was better, like everything. Conjuring 2 is, I mean, The Conjuring to me, I was like, I'm over that. I don't know. Conjuring was like The Exorcist kind of, I guess.
Oh, dude, I want to give a shout out to
Mid shout over here.
Mid, no, because you were talking about Evil Dead.
And well, I'll just keep going. So, like, I wish I could obviously change some things to my preference, and I would be like, dude, I could turn this into 100 for me, I guess, for my taste, you know.
Yeah.
If you guys just do it like this, but they always got to throw in the supernatural, and they like make it feel like a blockbuster like movie, you know.
Well, even Evil Dead. I mean, Evil Dead went supernatural, but I mean,
Yeah.
I like the location of Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I like how it's like in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, it did go supernatural, but it just it felt. It didn't feel like shit flying all over the place.
Well,
shit,
I mean,
you
it
know?
didn't go like Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But this,
Evil Dead kind of it felt
I mean,
like
it did get crazy, of course, you know.
but it went crazy in like not a Hollywood crazy way. Like Hollywood crazy would be, Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what he was pretty much
Yeah.
going for, right? Like towards the end, it was like, dude, this is.
But I thought that.
But even that didn't go like Hollywood crazy.
Yeah, but I thought Mia was really effective. Like, I'm talking about scary, or like strong, like just like, oh shit. I thought she was really good. You know, when she's in the basement. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, dude. I don't know. I just really dug that movie more. I mean, I'm not saying Conjuring, the first one, wasn't good. It was good, but I always
you know what it was? I think Exorcist.
Just kind of.
I think Exorcist kind of ruined a little bit of Hollywood a little bit.
Yeah, because at the time, like, that was all the original. It was all
yeah,
new.
like you never saw anything like that.
Yeah, I remember my mom, like, you know, I'm sure our parents were kind of like, oh no, that movie was like on another level, the scariest thing ever. And it worked, and it was, I'm sure, you know. But then everybody kind of beat that formula to death.
Yeah,
right?
it's that long jaw.
Yeah.
That horror movies used to always do.
Yeah.
Like when they would yell, they would have like this straight crazy long jaw, and you're like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
I get it. We've seen it in every single horror film now.
Or like the Last Shift had a little bit of this, but it didn't. It wasn't like on Annabelle when the chick's kind of sitting down. She gets up. She's like cracking. They do like the whole weird walking.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a little bit of that in Last Shift, but not really like how it was in Annabelle or like the Ring, like all that. You know, which at the Ring I think was one of the first ones probably started doing that kind of weird. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They walk and they take like a fast step.
Yeah, it's kind of like choppy.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
like pop and lock.
Yeah, so like that was another thing that's like played out or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd much rather watch like Last Shift or.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. Like, if I'm gonna compare, like the best scenes from those movies, like it's gonna shit on like a lot of these movies that we watch, you know, because they have that big budget, the effects and everything. But if I could take like the greatest scenes, greatest hits or something, you know.
Well, I'm just saying like movie for movie.
But yeah, movie for movie, it's because then they start doing like stuff that's just corny to me or cheesy, and then that's when I'm like, you know, because
I mean, me personally, I think I actually like some more of the scenes in Last Shift than.
Do you?
Annabelle. Just because I feel like I've been saying, it relied too much on the noise. Like I think that type of movie really only works in theaters. Like if I was watching at home, I don't think I would. Because one, I'm not playing the volume that high, straight annoy everybody, you know. So I think in like the movie theaters, they straight blast the noise loud.
That's kind of why I kind of wanted to watch it in theater for that reason, I guess. Cause
yeah, I mean, it kind of paints. It kind of like puts a little filter. Little positive spin, I think, on the movie. Like
for those movies, you kind of need to get that because they do rely a lot on that, you know.
Like I would have loved to see like how Last Shift would do in like a theater.
Yeah, I just can't picture it in theater because it's not like a theater movie for me. I'm sure it will do good, but I'm saying like because it feels indie kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I just can't picture it being like a theater release.
But mind I mean, if it was shot like how Annabelle was shot, right?
Yeah.
Where it didn't have like that indie kind of look.
Yeah.
And you know, like, but it was like pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like you would like when all the chairs stacked up, you know people are like, oh snap, and like all the lockers are open.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the chicken. I mean, actually, Last Shift did do like a little sound thing with the file cabinets.
Yeah, they did that.
But it didn't, like, every single scare for me for Annabelle felt like they were just doing sound.
Yeah, but I think they already kind of have you. It works because they kind of already have you on the edge of your seat because of what they're. Like it's not like they're just walking down the hallway and then they just do a loud sound, and like they kind of build it up a little bit, you know. That's why I think I really like the first Paranormal Activity, because I feel like they set it up. But the thing is why I like it so much is because they don't show anything at the end of it all, you know. Not really. Like that's why like one of the worst horror movies ever was Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension, where you start seeing it and stuff.
Dude, I haven't seen.
Only the first one was good to me. So, because after the second one, then they start going crazy and they start over the top. Then I'm like, because they have to top the first one.
Yeah, but I mean, we have different.
Yeah.
IDs.
Yeah, but be expecting that Nun movie to come out, and then I heard there was a couple extra clips which we totally missed.
Yeah.
I had no idea until homies were telling me, like, oh yeah, you gotta stay at the credits. There's one, I guess, mid-credit and one at the very end. Straight Marvel style.
Marvel like set the bar on those.
On the extra clip,
yeah.
At the end. I don't remember anybody doing that before Marvel.
Well, I remember
I'm sure they
little
did.
extra clips, but never like where
they make it a thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you gotta stay because at the end.
And like everybody stays.
And it's like a pitch for the next movie. Because like this, like how they did The Nun. So they're totally, the extra clip is totally kind of like a little sneak peek of what's going to come, you know?
Yeah.
So like,
well, I mean, The Nun is it's gonna have that one chick in it, right? The Nun in Annabelle?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to have anything to do with any of these people. Because it's like characters from The Conjuring. So it's going to have the Warrens. You know what I mean?
But it has to, because like the dad was like, yeah, do you know?
Could be that chick. The like the Hispanic chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was in that picture, right?
Yeah, she was like, oh, I didn't even know she was there.
Yeah, so maybe it is. She's going to be in it. And it's supposed to take place before this, maybe, or after. I would assume. I don't know, because all those movies kind of take place in the past.
Well, this one's going to obviously have to take place in the past, right? Because it was a picture of her like studying in like,
yeah,
I guess some like Vatican or something.
Yeah, but then she didn't know that chick was evil, so I don't know how she's gonna be in there. And you know what I mean? If she didn't already have a encounter with her, so maybe it's gonna be in the future. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but that's gonna be next.
It's gonna be the Nun creation, bro.
But these movies kill it, man. They do really well. Like I said, I have like a love-hate thing. Like, they're cool. Some of them kind of take it too far. I don't like some of the effects. I mean, well, not the effects, but some of like the over-the-top, illogical type of situations, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more of like I want to see some stuff that could really happen kind of guy. I've always said that. I mean, I'm down to kind of take my disbelief out a little bit, you know? But when you got this fucking scarecrow, or, you know what I mean? Then I'm kind of
straight like coming back to life.
Yeah. Or people flying, and so. Well, what would you score it, though? If you gotta score it. We might chop this up into another mini episode, I don't know.
If I was gonna score this one,
I'll go first if you want.
I'll go like 73, maybe.
Annabelle?
Yeah.
I was gonna say like a 70, like average, kind of good stuff, bad stuff.
73, just because I mean I could see, like, I mean there was jump scares, right? I mean if somebody,
like, if you want to go to like a movie experience or like a theater experience, go and you're gonna get some jump scares and the audience is probably gonna get into it, and then this is kind of one of those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying like average person I think doesn't really care like how they get jump scared, right?
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't be like, oh, dude, it was just because of the sound.
Yeah.
Like they just associate it with being scared.
Yeah, like the casual moviegoer, I think, would be like, "Oh, that shit was so scary."
Yeah, so I can't like mark it down for me being like, dude, all they did was scare me with with sounds.
See me, I am gonna dock that shit because I'm telling you, I hate those type of things when they go crazy. Like, but I'll give it like a 70. It was average for me. Like, I don't know.
I just think like, dude, you don't have to do sounds every single
but
time.
a lot of I don't know. I feel like a lot of horror's been doing that since forever though. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them always have.
I mean, they have some, but not every single scare was like even like when remember she was like laying in bed, and like the hand grabbed Annabelle. Like the doll. Oh. Like, cause I guess they're like in bunk beds, right? And like that's when she did the little gun pop shot, whatever it is. And like it grabbed the gun, and then like she ran up into her bed and like kind of hid or whatever, I guess, or pretended she was sleeping. Yeah. And then something went underneath in the other bed, and she like looked between the crack of like the bed and the wall. And she saw like Annabelle staring like at her, and then there's like that demon hand kind of like that grabbed, and I think that had a like a loud noise. It's like, dude, I mean, you don't really need a noise for like that, like the ching. You don't need it for that.
Yeah, maybe not on that, huh? But I just can't. I remember. I'm trying to think of all the pretty good scares, and they all kind of have noises.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But like,
I'm talking about all movies though. I'm trying to think. Like I'm thinking Psycho, like Halloween, like
when Michael Myers came up, there was no noise.
No, not that part. But when he came out of the closet to get what's his name, Bob, there was that. But there was some where they didn't, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in everything Annabelle did was Street. Noise.
Hey, talking about this, you know how we were talking about this on The Burning? How you're like, dude, he hit him in the head and he kind of just left him. And I was like, dude, they gotta make like some bad decisions. Yeah. Bro, go back and watch Nightmare on Elm Street if you want to nitpick it. I just saw this, and Freddy at the end when he's with like Nancy, and he's like so hesitant, like he's just like. I'm like, bro, he's like looks kind of like kind of sloppy at the end. Or it's kind of like he's making bad decisions. He's getting hit on all these booby traps, and he's he's not really capitalizing when he can, and that's just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean
that's all those movies though.
At the end of Nightmare on Elm Street, I kind of was like that whole booby trap house. It was kind of funny a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, you fucking get it right there, and then he's
no, but Burning was trying to be so serious.
Is that why?
Yeah, like they were trying like. They were kind of trying.
I think Nightmare on Elm Street was supposed to be serious, though. It's not really funny.
When he was running through, like, when she was like lighting him on fire, it was a little funny.
Well, I think for us, but I don't think their intent was. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I felt like that was more tongue in cheek, I guess. Like,
maybe.
Like Home Alone.
Because I could see
status.
The sequels, yeah, I guess, but the original seemed like Freddy wasn't that funny yet, I guess.
No, like, but I mean, like when he was going through the house, I felt like it was
Home Alone.
Yeah,
but I remember just like, dude, a lot of these movies is kind of the killer has to kind of make mistakes so he doesn't just take them out. Like they kind of
like Serious Freddy would have been like a New Nightmare, like when he popped out of the closet. That's when I was like if he would have been doing stupid mistakes like that, then I'd have been like, oh, this is kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so
that was Annabelle. And Last Shift.
Oh, remember? Are you gonna chop it up, or are you gonna just leave it as one? Probably.
I don't know. We'll see.
If I think if you chop it up right now, it's probably like a half an hour episode.
Yeah, but remember we went to Halloween Town, right? After Scarole.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, do you remember I told you about that? There's this one chick that did like replica, like houses, not houses.
Yeah,
but
yeah, like little models.
Yeah. So
like small scale of original.
So I found her like on Instagram. Give her a little shout out. Monstrous. Did like little.
Monstrous with 3 S's at the end, right?
Yeah, little Evil Dead cabin.
Dead, yeah. I've seen some of these. I don't know if it's the same person, but I've seen these for sure. Maybe no, yeah, I've seen that one. That's Halloween, right?
Yeah.
That's like.
I think she was doing like little. She did like little giveaways of like the.
Oh, the Shining right there. Yeah, that's cool. That's dope. Yeah, 1/6.
Yeah, she was doing the giveaway, so I guess. Follow her.
Follow her, and then follow just kind of on the same along the same lines as one's customs. One's customs figures. I really dig them. They're like, well, it's a dude. It's one dude, and that's where I bought my keychain. He does really good work. Like if you see all his stuff. So. But then there's a whole bunch of people out there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Those little small scale.
Yeah.
Handmade, like handcrafted.
That Halloween house would have been dope to have in that Evil Dead house. Well, in that house cabin.
Mm-hmm. So next, or we'll probably do another episode, and then we might do the collab.
Yeah. But on that one, I was thinking to just do Scream, I guess.
Should we?
Yeah.
Yeah, just. And then I was gonna also tell you, it is coming out in like, I want to say 2 weeks.
September 8th?
Yeah. I feel like it's, 2 weeks from this upcoming weekend or whatever. So, like 2 more Saturdays, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta visit the
house, huh?
In Hollywood, too.
Too bad we can't get in, but.
I know. Sneak in, bro?
I know, I wanna go in there. But the thing is, do you want to watch the movie first and then watch? That's what I was gonna ask you.
Like if I would have known I would have known about this It House, I would have probably booked it
for like
September 10th or something.
Yeah.
Like the 9th or 10th, right? Because it closes on the 10th.
I want to watch it.
And that was the last day. So I would have been like, dude, let's September. Like I would have had like little whole, I guess weekend planned out, right? It'd been September 8th, go watch the movie. September 9th or 10th, let's go to.
Yeah, that would have been.
Would have booked like a little spot for the.
I don't know why they don't have it running like longer. Because after people watch the movie, they would want to go, you know.
Yeah. But
yeah, I want to go watch the movie first. Opening day, like we could go do the whole 9. Like this one we could do. I'm down for like IMAX or whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't want there to be a lot of like. I hope it's rated R. I don't know. I don't know what it is yet, but
I haven't looked at like anything on it.
I don't want there to be too much. You know.
Info.
Yeah, like too many fuck ups. Like these kids that fuck up the movie for us or whatever. But now I'm excited for that. So yeah, so then we'll probably just do Scream, probably, huh?
Yeah.
I gotta see if he's gonna be available that day.
Yeah, just message.
Yeah, I'll keep in touch with him.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, yeah. So
another episode down.
Another episode down. I don't know if this is gonna be 1 or 2. Maybe just one long one. We'll just put both in the title.
Yeah. Yeah, so, probably.
Yeah.
Cut down on all that editing, bro.
Yeah. We just do both. So it's another episode down. Yeah, we were gone for a little while, but hopefully we get back on schedule here.
Yeah.
All right.
Late.
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 Late.